Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a couple of commands that you want to know, the fundamentals that your dog is going to want to know. Today I have here my boy Zeus, who's going to show you around. So there's a couple of key things that I teach every dog when they're here with me. Zeus, and these things are really important. There's reasons for them all. We'll go more in depth later in a different video on why each individual fundamental skill is important and when you would use them. So there's a couple of skills that you're going to need to know. The first, of course, being the sit. Zeus, come. Zeus, sit. Now Zeus today is only getting the ball as a reward. Sit. And a click for being a good boy, right? Good boy, break. So everyone knows the sit. Quick little way, and we're going to do a more in-depth video on how to get these commands to work. The quick way I teach every puppy is take a treat, put up their nose. As their head goes up, as they're smelling, eventually their butt just wants to go down. A neighbor of mine taught me that years ago. Still works to this day. It's a beautiful trick because you're using their natural prey drive of wanting that that treat. So it works beautifully. So number one, the sit. Good boy. The second really important skill for your dog to have is the drop it command. So if I give him a treat or anything and he shouldn't have, maybe he gets a stick outside, for instance, that he shouldn't have, drop it. So for instance, just good boy. Just drop it. Good boy. Leave it. Good job. Break. So in this case, Zeus wanted it. You know, I gave him to drop it. He even wants to drop it in front of me. So this one's a very simple one. Another one I learned, a pretty simple way to learn, and you gotta be careful if your dog is aggressive. You don't want them biting while they have something very possessive. The way you would do it is you take a little treat. As they have something in their mouth, something playful hopefully, that they're trying to play with you, you put a treat in the side of their mouth, because as their jaws are open, the side of the mouth creates a little pocket. You put the treat. As they taste the treat in their tongue, they naturally want to let go of the toy or whatever it is and drop the thing and chew. And so in this case, this is how Zeus learned. Obviously I have to be careful when he was aggressive with certain toys and possessive. So if your dog is aggressive, be careful with that. So number two is, of course, drop it. Zeus, drop it. Break. Good boy. So the third very important fundamental skill is leave it. So in this case, Zeus is going to be leaving the stick, but typically speaking, you know, it could be a person, a dog, whatever it is. It's just, you know, the act of giving that up. We don't want them to go after these things, so they leave it. So Zeus, come. Drop it. Good boy. Drop it. Leave it. Good. Leave it. Good. Now, when you have a very high valuable toy, always leave it to your side. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't bring it up. Keep it neutral. If you bring it up here, they're gonna want it. It's simply just you're giving them, leave it. So, you know, I call it leave it. I leave it on my side, neutral, so you realize it's not a toy right now. So the way to teach this really quickly is I'm gonna drop it. And in this case, when I drop it, I'm gonna just basically give him a little tug if he goes after it, after I say leave it. Just leave it. Good boy, break. And of course he gets the toy as a treat, excuse me. So number 3, 4, whatever we're on is leave it. So number 4 is going to be, you probably guessed it, the stay command. And stay is going to be really important for your dog when there's someone in the house. So in this case, I'm going to send Zeus to his place. Zeus, place. Good boy, sit. Sit. Yes, stay. So now I can let go, I can rock around, he's in his stay. Hey guys, stop. You haven't hit the like, you haven't hit the subscribe, have you? Go ahead and do so down below for more amazing free content about dog training. And now, back to the video. And this is very important when there's someone around coming into your house and they want to go say hi to your dog, they should be in their stay the whole time. You break them out, they don't break themselves out. And that's very important when someone's coming in and they want to be a ruckus, they want to say hi, they want to jump on the person, but no, you stay in their place, and they need to know how to stay. That's a very important one. To teach them how to stay is anytime they move out of their sit, just kind of give them a little tug on the leash. That's going to be very important to let them know that you're being accountable for his stay. You're being very accountable. Break. Good boy. All right, guys, so that brings us to number 5. Number 5, you just saw in the stay that he went to his place. Place is super important because that's where you want them to stay when you have people coming over and they want to be rambunctious, they want to be super high energy. So that is the reason why you want place, because that's where they're going to stay. You're going to place them, that's where they're going to stay until you tell them that it's okay to go say hi to your guest. In this case, with Zeus, I give him a little pressure on the leash. This is how I taught him. So I come up here and I'm going to direct him with my leash. Good boy. Direct the leash, and I'm going to stand right in front of him so he can't go away. There's no place for him to go. That's how I teach him say. Give him a little pressure if he doesn't want to get on. So Zeus, break. So I'm going to give Zeus a little leash pressure. I'm going to say place. I'm going to go right in front of where he can exit, and I'm not going to let him exit with my body posture. It's very important. Ready? Zeus, place. Come up to the front here. That way he can't escape forward, which is what he naturally wants to go. Good boy. Break. All right, guys, this brings me to number 6. Number 6 is heel. Everyone knows that heel is important in dog training world, and what heel is the dog is to your left or to your right, wherever you decide. I personally do my left, and he needs to be by my heel, by my side at all times until I break him off. So it looks a little something like this, and it's more so for walking off leash. So Zeus, heel. So I really shorten up the leash, heel. As I'm doing short little turns, heel. This is how you teach them, and he stays by my side. He's being a little lazy because he's tired, heel. I can do inside. He looks into me for engagement, heel. Sit. Good boy, heel. So it looks like this. He's by my side, he's by my heel. I can tighten up the leash to get it tighter, heel. And so heel is really important, and the way I teach him is by doing short little intervals like this in circles. And eventually they start looking at you. Every time you turn, you call yourself a heel. So just heel. Yes, and eventually you can start slowing down and they'll follow you. So the heel is really important, and the heel is important for break. Good boy. The heel is important for outside walking, off-leash walking, which is really important. When your dog is off-leash at a trail, for instance, and there's people coming by and you want them to heel to your side instead of going up and sniffing them for whatever reason it might be. Maybe your dog's aggressive. And so it's really important for you to have a very solid heel down if you want to do off-leash work with your dog on a trail or something. All right, guys, and this brings me to the last point, and this is the most important one. This is the most important fundamental command, because every dog owner knows that they want their dog to have off-leash freedom. Off-leash freedom comes at a price. You have to teach them recall. Recall is the number one most important thing of any dog should learn, because if they're out on the street for whatever reason, you need to be able to recall them. If there's a snake on the trail, you need to be able to recall them. So recall is the number one. And so I've done many videos on this, and we'll do more in-depth videos explaining why and how to introduce recall. But a short little introduction of what recall looks like is like this. Zeus, go your place. Good boy, sit. Hey, come. Good boy. And you can obviously increase the distance. Right now I'm just doing short because Zeus is starting to check out because, break. Zeus, what's this? Zeus is starting to check out because he's not getting any treats. He wants immediate treats, immediate reward, instead of waiting for 3, 4, 5 times and then get his reward. So we're gonna let him break a little bit and have his fun time. Remember, guys, these things are not all taught in one day. These things are taught over the course of a month. Spend 2-3 days on each thing individually. If they're struggling, go slow. Set your dog up for success. I'm not going to recall my dog on the 50-foot line. I'm going to recall him 5 feet. I'm going to recall him 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eventually he gets to the 50. You don't recall right away off leash. And always be very safe with your dog. Always. Be mindful of other people. Be mindful of what your dog can do, whether they're aggressive or not. If they can run out on the street. always teach your dog, you know, the important thing is that you teach your dog in a safe manner. Guys, one important thing to note is that these commands, they're not done in one specific manner. You can choose how you teach your dog, but remember to set them up for success. So what I mean by that is, you know, you don't want to go for a sit and then a recall. You know, teach them sit, then stay. Teach them sit, then down. Group them up in a way that makes sense. Teach them to place, then sit. Teach them to sit, then place, then stay. You know, so all these things, it's up to you, to your discretion, but make sure you set your dog up for success. That's the number one factor in all of this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.